How many hours? How many hours does it take to test a damn weapon in Simulacrum and be convinced that you got the best build possible with what you have at your disposal? For the past couple of days I've been fantasizing over this weapon, the Arca Titron, and I have done a lot of testing, and no, I don't know if it's Arca Titron or Titron or whatever it is, but keep in mind that my builds usually take a more noob friendly approach simply because many of these things are not explained and I feel like I should, so veteran players, please excuse me. First of all, we got a capacity of 70, so that's a 70 mod capacity. If we jump into actions over here, you will see that an Orokin catalyst is installed. This will double your mod capacity, and this is a must-have for any weapon if you want to get the most out of it. Unfortunately, Orokin catalysts don't pop up on alerts or invasions as often as it should, so you might end up having to pay 20 plat for it, and that kind of sucks. But in any case, let's get back to the build. First thing I want to talk about is the stance. You don't have a lot of options. You have Crushing Ruin, which will match the polarity, and you will be tempted to go for this one. I'm kind of using this one as well, but it's not necessarily the best idea, simply because of what makes the Arca Titron a special two-handed hammer. It has a passive ability. That passive ability will store an electrical charge each time you kill an enemy, and it will cap out at 10. Between 1 and 10 stacks of condenser, you're gonna be able to do a slam attack which will AoE stagger enemies and apply a bit of electrical damage to them, and that's what makes this hammer so special, that passive ability. Now the problem with Crushing Ruin is that it has slam attacks built into its combos, meaning you might discharge that electrical charge at a not opportune time. Perhaps you want to save all the stacks to 10 and do one big burst AoE, and the combos will kind of stop you from doing that, so you might want to go for Shattering Storm. And with that out of the way, of course we are using Pressure Point because, well, is there a build without Pressure Point? I don't know. In any case, we're using Pressure Point, and we're gonna use the combination between Blood Rush for critical chance and Berserker for the attack speed, and of course Organ Shatter. Since we're going for critical chance, we might as well get some critical damage as well. Next, we have this Relentless combination plus 100% combo chance when slash status deals damage. Normally the Arca Titron by default deals impact and slash damage. Slash is better simply because it will bleed our enemies dry, and considering the damage on this one, the slash procs will tick for insane amounts of damage, which is why we have Jagged Edge. Now you can use Jagged Edge or Buzzkill if you so desire. Jagged Edge is a whole lot more less expensive. And this one will put our slash over our impact. That means we're gonna get more slash procs, and considering again that the weapon does have impact and slash, it's a worthy candidate for condition overload. Plus 60% melee damage for each status type affecting the target. 120% recommend. Now this is the most expensive mod in this build. If you don't have this one, from the trade chat, 40 plat, maybe even 50 sometimes. Try to haggle a little bit, try to get it on the cheap, as per the usual. As for the final mod, this is a bit of an option mod, but I do like drifting contact. The status chance is nice, but that's not why we're using it. It's for the combo duration. Let's keep in mind that in real gameplay situations, you're going to be running from a target to another. You can't have your combo drop off, especially not when you're running Blood Rush. So this is why we're using drifting contact, but if you think you're that cool and you're not going to drop your combo, by all means, Mr. Cool, go for whatever you desire. So that's the build. Let's test it out and see if it actually does anything. Let's spawn in some enemies. It's gonna be Heavy Gunner, 20 of them, and they are all gonna be level 110. So let's stimulate, by all means. Because we're running Blood Rush and Berserker, of course, our attack speed and combo multiplier might take a little while to get there in a real gameplay scenario, but take a look at that slash proc. Let me get a slash. There you go. Slash proc on the guy. He was 50%. Going down 4,000 damage at that slash proc. Ain't that amazing? Now if you guys see somebody get a slash proc, just forget about them and move on to the next target. The combo I recommend you using with Crushing Ruin is the simplest one of all. You simply hold right click down while you mash your E button like a maniac. You want to be a bit more fancy? Yes you can. The fancier combo is the E, pause, and then triple E. Somehow though, I feel like this one sometimes doesn't apply as much slash procs, but of course it's just my impression, most likely. It can't really be the case. And as you can see, with each combo swing, my discharge goes live. Okay, so my charges of condenser, discharge, which is not exactly ideal, which is why I'm not a 100% a fan of this stance on this hammer. For example, I could have used it now to crowd control these guys. But the damage is absolutely insane. And again, that slash block. Look at that. Look at that. 5,000 damage on that tick. 5,056. Unfreaking believable. And we're talking about level 110 heavy gunners. These are no pushovers. Now this build might come in useful in the new onslaught mode. Just keep in mind that I still don't understand what they did with the enemies there. They simply don't feel like they actually have the level they say on their health bar. It's a little bit weird. But anyway, that's about it for the build I'm recommending for the Arca Titron. Next, what we're gonna do is simply for kicks, mostly. I did manage to get my hands on a Riven thanks to my community, and it's not the best Riven in the world, but I made a build around it, and so let's see how much we can force out of the Arca Titron. A few changes here and there. First of all, pressure point is gone for prime pressure point. If you don't have this one, don't worry about it. It's not a huge deal. It's only 45% extra melee damage, and we got rid of condition overload, which is an absolutely amazing mod, and I recommend it, but my Riven decreases my status duration, so it's no longer viable for me to go for slash proc simply because the duration is not that long and it doesn't tick for more than once, maximum twice. So this Riven would give me slide attack 80% chance, so it's almost a whatchamacallit, maiming strike, extra melee damage and extra impact. It's not the best Riven in the world, but I am honestly out of Kuva and I can't be arsed to reroll this one anymore. It's not bad either. Prime Fever Strike and Shocking Touch to make corrosive damage against, of course, heavily armored targets such as the Grenier, and I kept on drifting contact because again, I'm not that tough guy and I know that I'm gonna probably lose my combo in an actual gameplay scenario when if I don't use it, so there you go. Now we're gonna simulate and we're gonna do a whole lot of sliding now, simply because we do have that added crit on the slide, and let's see the difference. And as you can see, the difference, it is indeed quite large. Now I'm a firm believer that weapons you don't need Rivens, okay? I see people in the trade chat offering them for thousands upon thousands of plat. I don't know about that. I never paid more than 100 plat for any Riven and I don't plan on it. A weapon doesn't need a Riven to be effective. You can have fun, you can clear higher level content without Rivens just fine. But there's no denying it that, as you can see, they make things a bit different. And well, that's pretty much it. One more thing, again, just for kicks, what I want to do is pick up my weapon specialist, and as you know, that is the sexy Mirage Prime. Oh wait, we can't do this. Now we can though. There we go. Now we look fashionable. Can't go out there looking non-fashionable. So let's re-simulate these 20 guys. We're gonna activate Mirage's first ability and her third ability and even toggle melee channel. Her third ability will increase my damage by 418%. Let's see, what can we do? Okay, the combos build up now. Oh my god, the absolute wreckage damage. And you know what? Mirage isn't gonna take that much damage if she is in the shade. Then again, she won't get the damage buff. But the clones at least will always kinda confuse your targets. Maybe you won't get hit. So maybe for something that is not too dangerous, you can use her as the wielder of the Arca Titron. As you saw there, the damage is 100% insane. And well, I believe that's gonna do it for now. Thank you guys for watching. Like, favorite, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you got any sorts of feedback for me, by all means leave it in the comment section down below. I would be more than happy to read and reply. See you next time. Bye bye. Testing all sorts of builds for the Arca.